Hey guys, cornucopia of craziness back here again. You remember my first video where I said I was part of another YouTube channel before this one? More specifically, CinemaCult? Well, I'm going to give you guys a little more detail about that today. I'm going to talk about my past with YouTube because I feel like I want to give you guys, like sometimes I want to step away from the format that I usually do, and I want to give you guys personal stories about my life. So these segments, I'm not just going to call them like life stories or whatever not. I'm going to call them, as they call it in the wrestling business, a shoot. A shoot is when a wrestler talks about something that's real outside of the wrestling business on a wrestling TV show. And that's what I'm going to call it, a shoot. Anyway, guys, I'm going to start the shoot off with how I got my first taste of being on YouTube. This isn't like CinemaCult or anything. This is something different. I'll get to CinemaCult later. Anyway, my friend Brandon McGowan invited me to his house. This is in the summer of 2015. He invited me over to his house via the phone. He asked me, "Hey, Steven, do you want to come over? We could do some stuff." And I go, "Alright, we could do that." So I go over to his house, and he welcomes me at the door with a video camera. And I'm curious as to why he has a video camera on me. And he goes, "This is for a vlog." And I go, "Alright, that's cool. We could vlog everything we're doing." And as we're like hanging out, like we go to the pool, and we do like cool pool shots of us like jumping into the pool, doing stuff like that. We even filmed like us walking around. It was basically a vlog. And that was my first video that I ever did on YouTube, ever. And it was edited and posted on YouTube like the next day. Brandon McGowan had like a vlog channel back in the day before August, before CinemaCult. And it was really, really fun to do videos for that channel as well, because I was in his vlogs, we did a bunch of stuff, and I really liked that. And as we're doing the vlogs, like around July of this last year, he decides to do a movie project with me. Like, I would be the co-director, he would write everything, he would basically be the brunt of the project. And it was basically a fan film called Terminator 2000, which was a complete overhaul of the Terminator franchise, at least in his opinion and mine. Because Terminator 3 and 4, and now Genesis, didn't really satisfy us. So we decided to do something that we thought would make the series good again, and would get us noticed on YouTube, because that was be our first fan video that we ever did. And it was a very successful production, I have to say. Well, for what it was. It was very successful because it felt like a real movie project. We got our actors together, we made a story treatment, but we didn't do a script because Brandon wanted the lines to be improvised. We got that, we got the actors together. We even got a blue screen for the movie, so Brandon can edit in effects of like war-torn scenes or inside of a building, which I thought, I've never dealt with that before, and that was really, really cool that he did that. So the movie, we were filming it. It was a very fun experience filming it. I was a second director. I was second in command. I mostly did like props and acting skills because I'm an actor in my theater troupe at my school, so I was kind of experienced in that whole field. So I helped with that, and plus I filmed with the camera as well. That was my major job, was filming with the camera most of the time, because the scenes that Brandon wasn't in, by the way, he started in it too. Brandon wanted me to film because obviously there was no one else to film with us, so he wanted me to do that because he trusted me most with filming and getting the right angles and the right shots, and I appreciated that job. And we were supposed to debut the film around August 29th, August 29th, the day of Judgment Day. We were supposed to release the film around that time, but on around August 5th, August 1st was our last day of shooting. Well, it wasn't really our last day of shooting, but it was the last day that we ever shot anything. Brandon texts me or calls me or whatever, and he says, oh, the movie's canceled. Because the reason why the movie was canceled was because all the clips that we made of the movie, everything was gone because his computer had some kind of glitch. And if we wanted to do the movie, we would have to film everything again. We'd have to get all the cast members in there again. It would be just too much of a stressful process. So Brandon McGowan just said, you know what, I'm going to cancel this movie. And I thought that was kind of the best decision because filming the scenes again would take a lot of time, and it would take a lot of our efforts, and it just wasn't possible because we were starting school, and it would take a lot of time out of us being in school and studying. So a few weeks later, I say specifically August 18th. I would love to say August 18th because that was the day we did the video chat with my other friend Jordan. And this video chat was about us making a new YouTube channel. This is where CinemaCult comes in, by the way. We got on video chat and we decided, hey, let's do something while we're in school. So, like something that's suitable for us to do while we're studying and doing stuff for school. I'm a senior, by the way. I'm 18 years old. And we had to, like, decide exactly what we were going to do. Like, how we're going to handle this. And what the channel was going to be about, it was going to be basically about us talking about movies, like making satire about films. Like, it was basically like Saturday Night Live for movies. And I thought it was a very cool idea. We had to come up with a name. And I suggested like a few names. I don't even remember what names I suggested. But the ultimate name that we came up with was CinemaCult, and we stuck with that. Our first video that we made was a very successful video. It's very funny. We did a sketch about like how the movie industry picks action, like Michael Bay style action over everything else, like good stories and developed characters. And we did a sketch about Benedict Cumberbatch. That was really funny as well. We did a little skit about Indiana Jones where Harrison Ford is with his dad, but instead of it being his dad, since it's played by Sean Connery, instead he's with James Bond, and I thought that was really, really funny. I did the Sean Connery impression. Oh yes, General Shaw, I'm right here. I'm 007. Anyway, I just wanted to do that for you guys because it was fun. We also made a Nicolas Cage song, like a satire Nicolas Cage song, like a Nicolas Cage ballad, and that was really cool doing that. And then afterwards, after we made that video, it was a collaboration video. We do those collaboration videos like every once in a while. We started making our own individual videos. Brandon made his video about like how he didn't like remakes, and he made like a parody trailer of Steve Jobs because the movie Steve Jobs was coming out at the time. And I made my first individual video. It was about it was about watching movie trailers and then going to see the movie and it not being like expected. And then it was like about a British guy. Like there was another sketch about a British guy who criticizes people for their movie etiquette, which was kind of a subtle way of talking about how people don't really follow the rules at movies. Like they always talk on their phone whenever you're watching a big scene. Whenever you're interested in a film, they always like talk on their phones, and you see their light in the middle of the room. So I decided I wanted to do something like that. So I made that part of the sketch. That's just the beginning. Oh, by the way, Jordan made a video too about American Beauty. And it was a very thoughtful analysis. I really liked that video too. I liked watching it. Plus, because I watched American Beauty like a few months before that. American Beauty, I think it's a... Anyway, not to go off on a tangent there. That's just the beginning of CinemaCult. Anyway, I had to stop filming because there was like children in the background. They were really, really loud, and they would have interrupted my speech patterns. Anyway, that was just the beginning. Now we're getting to the middle of CinemaCult, where like everything was becoming like a huge success. We had like 14 subscribers. This is like in October. In October, I did... Well, this is more like around September, I mean. In September, I made my second video, my second individual video. And this time, like, I was walking towards the bus stop where I normally get on the bus to go home from school in the afternoon. And Brandon McGowan walks up to me and he says, "Hey, for your next video, why don't you try editing it for yourself?" And I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Because I don't have editing software like he has. He has like Adobe Premiere Pro, and I have Windows Movie Maker. And at the time, I was like panicking. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I don't have editing software, because editing software is very, very, if you don't know already, it's very, very expensive. It could go for like $500, $600. And I didn't want to really spend that money. So I decided, when I went home, I was like, hey, I have Windows Movie Maker. And I don't really make like expensive videos, like movie style videos where like you see explosions and there's like fantasy creatures. No, I don't do any of that stuff. I do more like sit down and talk. And if I do something with like a movie format, I usually do something where people are like standing around talking. I do like a comedy kind of thing. So I edited my first video. It was alright. Like, I made like the screen like a weird like style movie format because I wanted to do something different, because it was CinemaCult and I wanted to do movie style format with like how I, not in terms of how the video was, I mean like how it was edited. Like the screen was like full screen instead of widescreen, and I did it that way. But it was my first experience editing a video. Brandon said he liked it. He liked how I edited the video. And that was my first experience editing something. And that is one of the catalysts for me being here, because I edited something on my own for the first time on YouTube. That was a big accomplishment for me, honestly. And then in October, more individual videos come here and there. Me and Brandon and Jordan, we film a bunch of stuff. And then in October, I see the movie The Martian with my friend Brandon, and that was our second collaboration video. Jordan couldn't be there because she was doing some kind of theater thing. We made up the fact that she was kidnapped by Pixar to be funny. But she was really doing something for the theater, like she was rehearsing for a show that my theater club was doing. And so we go and do another collaboration video, just me and Brandon. We did something about sports movies. We did... Like, afterwards, this is something really cool. Like, we just ran out of ideas to do stuff. So, like, me and him, we just played football, and we filmed that with, like, a time-lapse. And then, afterwards, it just became, like, a vlog again. It just became a vlog. Like, me and him went to go see the movie The Martian. By the way, it was a very great movie. And it got some Oscar buzz this year. And I really liked it. That was our first, like, movie review after we walk out of a movie, and I thought we did a really good job with that. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, he gave it an 8 out of 10. It was a Ridley Scott movie. Anyway, that happens. And then around November, December is when the end begins to come. Sorry, my dog, you keep interrupting me. You know that? You keep interrupting me. Sorry to yell at my dog, but she always comes out here during my videos. She always comes in my room. But, moving on. November, December is my mom closed the door and turned off the light. Anyway, so November, December was when the channel started to die a little bit. Like, videos were becoming more infrequent. Like, the last individual video that was made, well, not the last individual video, but the last individual video for a long time was me making a satire video about movie cliches. That was my last individual video before everything died. And We had like 20 something subscribers at the time. Brandon made a video saying like, we're going to make something new out of this. We're going to make a new intro for the new year. We're going to have a whole bunch of new videos. We might even add a new extra member to our channel, because we had 3 members. We had me, Jordan, and Brandon. So it was 3 of us. We were thinking about adding a new member eventually. Like if we made enough videos, we're going to add somebody else. But obviously we never came to that because it died before that. So he made that video. The channel was dying. Like Jordan didn't make that much videos after this. And this is where the end comes. Brandon decides at the end of December, he decides, okay guys, Star Wars has already come. And by the way, I was filming like a Star Wars quadrilogy or whatever you want to call it video. Like all 6 films I would review before Star Wars The Force Awakens. And so he says, okay guys, we've seen Star Wars, we've seen how good it is. Why don't you guys come over here and let's do a Christmas special? I'll go, alright. Christmas special will be quite cool. And it was going to be our 3rd collaboration video. Me, Jordan, Brandon. We'd be doing this video all together. And me and Jordan in this video, we were like trying to find Brandon. That's the story of the video. We were trying to find Brandon, and he was reaching us through hologram. We were trying to find him throughout whatever place. Okay, I'll stop giving like big details because this is kind of getting long. Like we do the Christmas video, we end it, and then sadly this is where the end is. This is where everything with CinemaCult comes to a close, unfortunately. Like, it was a day after Christmas that I got the text. It was the day after Christmas. I was either playing a video game or watching a movie. I don't know which one. I don't remember. And I'm looking at stuff on my iPad, and I see that Brandon McGowan texts me and Jordan. I was like, well, what's up? So I open up the text, and it says, I'm putting CinemaCult to rest. And at first I was like kind of confused. I was like, why did he do this? I was like, why? I mean, we were successful. Because he didn't ask us to dub the video yet because he was kind of being delayed in that. And the reason why he was so delayed in having us dub the video, the Christmas video I mean, was because he was deciding whether he wanted to keep the channel up or not. Now, I don't know what exactly made him decide to stop doing it, but he said it was for future endeavors that he wanted to engage in, and he wanted to stop to focus on those. And I respect that decision, but it was like kind of soon, it was kind of sudden. Like, I was really confused as to what I was going to do after this. I really didn't know what I was going to do with myself now that CinemaCult was gone, because CinemaCult was a way that I could express myself, doing, like, talking about movies, making satire about movies, like, and just working together as a cohesive group. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And so last month came the opportunity. Last month came the time where I decided, you know what? I'm ready to make my own YouTube channel. I have the editing skills given to me by Brandon McGowan, and I have ideas in my head that I'm going to put into video. So I decided, I know I've said that like a million times in this one video. So I made the decision that I was going to make my own YouTube channel. My own YouTube channel. With no partners, no one to help me edit anything, no one to, like, give me advice on what videos I should do. Like, this is the place where I could talk to you guys about stuff like this, about wrestling, about just making vlogs, where I could just do it freely without any sort of other influence. But, however, I do have a few people to thank. two people specifically. I want to thank Brandon McGowan. Brandon, honestly, like, I would have never gotten here. Like, this might sound corny, but I would have never gotten here without you. I would never be making videos like this on my own YouTube channel if it wasn't for you. Like, you taught me how to edit videos. You made me confident that I could make my own YouTube channel. And you made this experience, the CinemaCult experience, very fun for me. So I thank you for that. And of course I have to thank Jordan for always being there to help us do something whenever we needed it. For whenever we needed to do a collaboration, she was always there giving us little ideas here and there. And also to be like an acting partner sometimes. Because most of the videos were us like together acting off each other. She's also a thespian in my theater club, which, by the way, if you don't know what this X is, it means District X. For this T-shirt's for a theater competition, and by the way, both me and her participate in that theater competition. We're both actors. We want to be actors in our later life, and so this kind of helped me because all of our videos were improvised, and that's why my videos seem a little improvised, because I don't do movies with this. Movies. I don't do videos with a script. I don't have a script in front of me. I just talk out of my head. Just like how Brandon McGowan does his videos. And I also thank Brandon McGowan for that, because like if every video was done with a script, I would have to look over it like a million times. It wouldn't feel natural. So I like this system more. It's improv. I can say whatever I want. It comes out of my head, nowhere else. Anyway, that is basically how I came to be today and how I'm talking to you guys on my own YouTube channel, the Cornucopia of Craziness. And before I end this video, sorry if I didn't give too much detail. I mean, I did the best I could do with how much time I have, with how much content I want to get out. So, before I leave, I'm going to give a few shout-outs and who I think you should subscribe to and who you should follow on Twitter. You should follow McGowan Tweets on Twitter. I'll have the links down in the description, or I'll just put them on the video. McGowan Tweets on Twitter. You could go to him. He has very funny tweets all the time about Star Wars, about politics, if you're interested in that. He's a pretty cool dude. He's the reason why I'm here, and I thank him for that. And also, he's gonna have a YouTube channel soon. I don't know when, but if he does, the next video that I make when he has that YouTube channel, I will tell you guys to subscribe to him and do all that jazz. And Jordan, as for Jordan, I thank her too. And her YouTube channel is called Jordan Personal, no spaces. Subscribe to her if you're into makeup and movies. You're gonna like her channel. So subscribe, like her videos, comment, whatever you want to do. As for me, this is the end of my video. Comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy this, I'm going to have more shoots, more personal stories. Peace.